Council members looking for answers from the Cook County court system.
They want more information about how people on electronic monitoring are being tracked. WGN political editor Taman Bradley is here with details on today's Public Safety Committee meeting. Taman.
Lourdes and Ben, today's special hearing aimed to shed light on the court system's response to criminal warrants and the burden it's placing on Chicago police. What to do about the criminal warrant backlog in Cook County? The issue gained renewed attention after the April murder of CPD officer John Bartholomew, allegedly at the hands of a man with an active warrant. Data from the circuit court clerk last month showed 72,000 people have an active arrest warrant in the county, with the majority wanted for a criminal offense. Alderman Brendan Riley slammed the county's electronic monitoring program.
It's a concern to me that our brand new chief judge, who I wish well, Judge Charles Beach, has revealed that approximately 20% of the over 3,000 total participants on electronic monitoring are actively facing violent felony charges. The worst part is when these folks go AWOL, what message does that send to their victims or their future victims?
A chief assistant to Cook County State's Attorney Eileen O'Neill Burke flagged problems, specifically that there's no way for law enforcement to know when an electronic monitoring bracelet is cut off or the batteries run out.
At this time, there is not an effective mechanism for law enforcement to be directly notified that they need to open up an investigation on it, whether or not that person has escaped.
A representative of the Chicago Police Department talked about the burden the warrant backlog has placed on officers.
Once an officer is in the station and processed, then that officer is no longer available to take or respond to any calls for service.
Alderwoman Silvana Tabarez invited Chicago Police, the state's attorney, the chief judge, the sheriff, and the clerk of the circuit court to today's City Council Public Safety meeting. CPD, the state's attorney's office, and the public defender showed up.
Whether you're a sheriff, a judge, or an alderman, you're a public servant. And you owe it to the public to not hide information and collaborate to find solutions. We can't solve big problems without first being open about the issues.
Public Defender Sharon Mitchell told the council not everyone with an outstanding warrant is trying to evade the law.
One of the things that often happen is that when somebody doesn't come to court, there are really three kind of circumstances. Either they can't get to court, right? I think the way the court is set up is also sometimes problematic. You have oftentimes people who have their first court case at 26th Street, then maybe their next court case will be at Grand and Central, then maybe their third court case could be at Skokie, and this is the same case. And oftentimes you see issues with that. I think you see sometimes issues with the structure as well. The issues of warrants for some judges happens at the beginning of the court call at 9 o'clock. If you've ever been to 26th in California, you know there's giant lines outside of 26th in California, and oftentimes people are just not getting there within moments, and therefore a warrant is issued.
Stakeholders are divided on solutions. Some want state lawmakers to review pretrial detention laws. Others want more money for programs to help people get to court. Ben and Lourdes.